we saw online that you there's a couple pranks that you pulled on Brady. Can you elaborate on some of those? And also, did you paint that masterpiece sitting behind you today?
You know what? I would love to take credit for that, but I have no idea where my wife got that from. Somebody in Nashville, let's be honest. But yeah, it's a beautiful barn, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
and I'm big into art. Don't kid yourself. No, I'm not. I have no idea about that whatsoever. But in terms of pranks, yeah, I mean, we had like this back and forth prank war going on for just a little while until Belichick got wind of it. But what really happened was, so I'd go into the lunchroom and Brady would always sit right by the door. So I'd swing the door open and he'd be like, "Castle, you're going to give me a concussion. You're going to hit me with the door. Slow down." Because I'm a bull in a china shop, man. I'm coming in. I'm bringing my lunch.
Hell yeah.
Well, he put his foot right up against the door, and my lunch went everywhere, all over me. I was pissed. So then I was like, all right, that's fine. So you know those old school Gatorade shakes that were like 60 grams of carbohydrates and stuff? I went and filled up. He would always wear these like old school Air Force Ones. I filled those things up to the brim. Then I got that atomic bomb that you'd rub on yourself. AJ, you know what I'm talking about, the atomic bomb that you put on your muscles. I put it all in his underwear. And so I did that. Next thing I know, I'm walking out to my car feeling pretty good about what I just did. And he comes and dumps a full shake on me from head to toe, like sneaks up, boom. I dump a trash can on. So then the next day I come in and he's saying, you have, until practice to apologize and start calling me Daddy Longshanks. I'm like, Daddy Longshanks? It's like a Braveheart reference. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no, the next thing I'm going to do, it's going to be way worse, right? I'm going to do something like, go to the bathroom in your helmet or something. Nonetheless, so I come in off the practice field. We got done with warm-ups, and he had warned me, but I was like, whatever, he's not going to do anything. I come in, and there's literally 3 tires from my car in front of my locker. The 4th one's hidden somewhere in the facility. I go out, and I look. My car is on blocks, dude. Like completely on blocks. Had to get a ride home for like 3 or 4 days before I started calling him Captain Longshanks for a little while. And I don't know the obsession with Captain Longshanks. I would have gone with something a little bit different like Captain America. But nonetheless, finally got my car, my tires back. And then, of course, the linemen like Matt Light and those guys were all pranksters too. So what they did was one day we're going up and we went to the 2nd level to do walkthroughs when it was cold outside. And they had stuffed his car with those foam peanuts. Mm-hmm. Those things that literally filled it to the brim, put confetti in his air conditioning unit, all the things. And they're like, Castle, way to go, dude. You got him again. And I'm like, oh, my God, he's going to blow up my car. I don't know what the heck he did because they were trying to pin it on me. But then Belichick got a hold of it, and he's like, look, this isn't World War III. You guys need to stop this shit before somebody gets hurt. And so at that point, we kind of shut it down. But, yeah, that was kind of the main prank thing that went on. And I do remember thinking, it's a good lesson. Just don't mess with people that have more money than you do.
Going back to your pranks with Belichick, when he's telling you this and he's watching it all play out, do you think he secretly loves it, though, that you guys get along enough to actually do these kind of things?
I'm sure. I think it adds to the locker room. It adds to the camaraderie. And, I mean, Matt Light was one of the legendary pranksters of all time. Like, he was a guy that went in, and those little laser pointers that you had? So he got one that would zap the hell out of you. And so the Skarnecki and his offensive line coach always would use it. So he switched it out one day, and all of a sudden he comes up and starts zapping himself. He's like, God damn it, oh, my God, like just screaming like crazy. Well, Light even went into Belichick's office, and I'm telling you, he changed out his mouse and put the shocker on his mouse. Oh. Well, Belichick's in there doing work. Well, Belichick pushes this thing. It zaps the hell out of him. He spills his coffee onto his computer, and I guess he was doing like this elaborate report. Oh, dude, he was pissed. He lit into Matt Light. So that kind of stuff, maybe he didn't enjoy, but I do think he enjoyed the antics of the locker room, and he understood that was kind of the culture of a locker room, and that's what brought people together. And it's the fun stuff that you remember like that is always a blast as a player. Those are some of my fondest memories when everybody's having fun and you can tell these jokes and pranks that maybe the outside world won't always understand, but inside that locker room, it's a lot of fun.